welcome to It's All About You, Zindagi Season 3 talk show. Today we are here with Hetal and Bhavna, your host, and a part of It's All About You community, which is committed to give you a platform where you can grow, network, and groom yourself to be a better entrepreneur. Welcome, Hetal. Do tell me something about yourself.
So I'm Hetal. I'm a founder of Sohum Studios. I run my own studio, yoga studio at Mumbai. And I'm here with It's All About You for a talk show.
Fantastic. Looking forward to learn a lot of things from you because I've really heard, how passionate you are as an entrepreneur and a yoga trainer. So do share something about your journey.
So my journey started when I quit my corporate life. And, for all females, those who are into a corporate field and they're working, a workaholic, and when they take a break, it creates a vacuum in them. And sit at home mom or sitting at home wife or anybody, like it creates a kind of, I should not use the word depression, but it just gives you a negative feeling and you question your own identity, you question your own existence. And I think when I quit my job, I went through that phase. That is way back now in 2011. I mean, 12 years have gone by now. Can't even relate with that phase of my life, but that introduced or that gave me a path to follow yoga. And that's how my journey into yoga started.
Fantastic. And I think it will be an inspiration for a lot of work from home or, women who have taken, break from their career, mainstream corporate careers, and they're at home, housewives, or who are thinking to quit their job. I think you are going to be an inspiration. So what exactly inspired you to practice yoga?
Basically, as I mentioned, I started questioning my own identity, or I started questioning my own existence. And that brings you down and you become negative. You tend to behave very differently. You are not your usual self. So that pushed me to question and look at different opportunities, look at different options. Not that I tried only yoga, I tried drawing, I tried painting, I switched over to my own hobbies. But yes, I got my answers after a couple of years, after practicing yoga, I got my answers. So I started my journey as a trainer after that. Okay. So that is what brought me to yoga and as a therapist.
Fantastic. Good to hear that. So how do you differentiate between a therapy yoga and other forms of yoga? There's so many forms of yoga which are prevalent nowadays. So how you distinguish your style of yoga than other people who are teaching?
So basically, if you look at it, yoga has a very wide reference and each school has a different identification. There are different schools in India also, but yes, everything originates from only one source, that is Ashtanga Yoga. Then there are different branches. So my school, the school that I belong to, we follow a Ashtanga Yoga concept, that is Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dhyan, Dharana, and Samadhi. Okay. So in that, we just climb one step after another to proceed further. We don't directly switch over to Asan or we don't switch over to Pranayam. So that's how I'm different to answer your one question. Second question, how the therapy is different from the conventional yoga. Yoga as such, what I feel and I believe after my studies, whatever that limited studies that I've done, I know that it is a therapy because it brings you out from where you are to where you really belong to, provided you give your dedication, you follow a discipline, you have a patience with yourself, and you have a perseverance. 2D and 2P.
Excellent, excellent. I think these are the background, of character building as well. Can you shed some light over power yoga?
Power yoga is I should not call it, I don't know how the word power yoga got coined, or I've not got deeper into it, but power yoga is no way a yoga. Because in yoga, you start with a pause. You are steady into it. You are into it. Whereas power yoga is, you are just high intensity workout. How is it different from HIT? If you have practiced by any chance, I know initially I even started doing power yoga to get into it, as to understand. I've tried different yoga to know what it's all about. Okay. So I somehow could not connect, and I could not believe that it is a yoga. Yoga brings a steadiness, stability, calmness, spirituality. I'm not talking about religious or being religious, okay? I'm talking about being spiritual. And it brings a kind of a composer. It gives you a kind of a feeling that, okay, be contented with what you have.
Excellent, excellent. So I'm an adult and I have never practiced yoga, right?
Yeah.
And so how to start with? If I really want to, because now yoga is a fancy thing. In our community also, it's all about you. People keep on asking about, like, what are you doing to, maintain your well-being and what kind of workout you're following. So I really thought, to look forwards towards yoga. So as an adult, don't you think it's late for me to start now practicing yoga?
Yes, as an adult, any age. In fact, I would say anybody who is about 12 should always start with this journey. Earlier, the better. But the perceptions changes. Every decade has a different approach towards yoga. So if you ask me question for yourself, how do you begin? You always look at the things that are being taught in the class. Okay, how are they progressing further? Are they doing something that a younger generation, maybe in their 20s, they are doing it like jumping, too much of a rigorous, those so-called advanced poses. I don't know how they will benefit to our age group. Okay, let's respect the age. The first and foremost rule in yoga, if you are looking at any class, respect your own age and be matured enough to acknowledge that you are stepping into the next decade. And then look at the class and the teachers and the process that they are teaching, the way they are teaching. Are they concentrating on your stretches? Are they concentrating on explaining the benefit of the asanas and combining with pranayama? And the relaxation, that is very, very important.
I can see relaxation already on your face, which is, coming out. So yes, the tips which you gave actually helped me understanding that qualities I should look in my teacher, so
Yes.
that I can be very much assured that I am in the right direction and I'm in a safe hands. Okay, coming forward, that most of the women in our community are, or men who are in the community, it's all about you, are middle-aged, right? Women or their respective wives, men's respective wives are going through perimenopausal stages, right? So we experience hormonal balance, and I think that these are the upcoming talks now. So how yoga and your therapy, the way you are conducting the therapy, can help all of us in the community?
So trust, one thing is a trust in the teacher who is teaching you, and the belief system that your teacher has it. You get, when you interact with the person who is going to teach you, you get a vibe. These are the two important points. And the third point comes from yoga by itself, that the hormonal imbalance can happen at any age or any point in time. Okay. Somehow menopause, perimenopause, everybody for ages Everybody has gone through it. People have highlighted beyond its limit in current scenario. People have been started taking advantage of it in the so-called victim zone. But if you look at yoga and perimenopause or menopause, all gynecs, those who have a background of yoga, they will tell you that yoga makes 100% difference in that phase of their life.
Can you share any of the case studies in your experience who are being benefited by practicing yoga in attaining hormonal balance? Can you share any of the case studies?
So I run a teenagers batch, and teenagers of late, if you have heard about it, they either go through a hormonal imbalance or PCOD, PCOS. That is a very common cyst, fibroids. So that is a very common thing and in thing nowadays. Everybody, whomsoever you talk to, they will say that, oh, I'm going through this, or PMSing, so-called, I'm going through that difficult phase of my month. So in my batch, the young girls, those who come for, who are persistent, who are consistent, and who are dedicated, and they have been continuously, religiously coming into my class. They have overcome their PCOD problem. They have overcome their anxiety issue, because these are all hormonal imbalance connects to your anxiety issue, your depression, your mood swings, your many other health issues. I should not be naming each of them because it will become quite repetitive. But all those issues gets treated by practicing right asana clubbed with pranayam. And you don't have to do you don't have to go through a complete meditation, but if you go through a guided meditation, you will be able to come out of it. And there are cases that I have, they are up on my pages, that they have got benefit out of it.
Fantastic. Looking forward to read them as well, and I can trust your words. So as it's a digital era and we keep on talking, and post-COVID, we have experienced people are working and bounded to their houses, due to which I have been, I'm experiencing a lot of people are talking about backaches, and they've started experiencing sciatica pain due to lack of activity and sedentary lifestyle. So does yoga help them, and how many months it takes to attain a relief from these pains and having a balanced posture?
So if I connect this question with the therapy yoga, and I can even connect with your previous question, even with that to therapy yoga. So that is where the difference comes in. Generally, people go for a yoga class. They don't inquire. So for you also, it's a tip that when you go for a yoga class, you generally inquire how are they conducting the class. It is either I bifurcate the classes as general well-being class, where there are no pre-existing medical conditions. Okay, a normal person is going, does not have any health issues, does not have any kind of a back pain or a cervical pain. They are in general well-being. They are going for their mental sanity. Or it can be a fad, like, people just go for that. So let them go and let them enjoy it. But that is where the therapy yoga comes. So in therapy yoga, we do treat back pain, cervical pain, and sciatica. Yoga has a reference and solution for all this condition. And that is called as, that is the version of therapy yoga where we do it as a physio yoga. So I have a certification for that. And in that process, we use different types of props and we try getting them out of that painful zone. Yes, when the pain is acute, we don't treat them. But once it starts subsiding, once it is in a moderation, we start with our treatment. And if, as I mentioned earlier, patience, perseverance, dedication, and discipline, if you have that, you can come out of it. I have a patient who had a slip disc issue, and when it was inflamed, we did not start any of our process. Yes, they did take medicine and they brought it under control first of all. Once that is under control, then the journey begins with yoga, where you can completely come out of it. And now, to my surprise, she can do everything. She can even go for Naukasana, she can do Natarajasana, she can do any amount of back bend, not an issue. Touch wood.
Fantastic. I think it is again the perseverance of
Yes.
her and her commitment helped. And certainly I can't ignore the importance of trainer, teacher who is guiding her to be, regular in the system. Moving forward in our community, it's all about you. I also get to listen that there are cases of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or other neurological diseases are increasing. Somebody's mother-in-law, I myself have experienced that, or father-in-law, or the elderly parents are suffering. So how through yoga we can, help those patients, and is there any way? Because I myself is very scared because my mother-in-law was suffering from Alzheimer's. So she was on bed over 10 years, right? So with me, I really feel I should not go through the same journey.
Yes.
Of suffering, and my
Yes.
kids should also not, attend to me. So how can I prevent that stage for myself? And in case anybody's parent are already suffering through that, is there any hope for them?
Yes. In fact, if you happen to consult any neurologist or psychologist or psychiatrist for this matters, for this particular condition, which is under a bigger umbrella of dementia, yes, there is a possibility of delaying the aggravation of the disease.
Okay.
I can't say that yoga has a solution for curing it. Yes, but it definitely has a power to delay the effect of it, the intensity of the disease engulfing you and doing it.
Yeah,
because you start, so you start taking steps to minimize the impact of it. And as I mentioned, physio yoga is one answer for this, wherein we work towards those particular parts of the body where we can work on it. And like Alzheimer's, it works with your memory. Parkinson, it works with your limbs because they start trembling, right? We all know this. And dementia again works with your memory, which is a wider umbrella under which Parkinson, all the neurological problem comes into as the age progresses. But if we start working on it in advance, and if once you see that symptom, rather than avoiding the problem, if you start acknowledging that, yes, this is the problem that I have it on my hand, and how do I make my life better as well as my parents? Because after all, we are the ultimate caregivers for our parents. Why should we trouble them and in turn get frustrated with our own life and everything? So might as well acknowledge, accept, and take proactive steps to correct it. And yoga has the answer for it. As I mentioned, it will delay the intensity of it. Ultimate reality and the destiny that we can't change, but we can definitely handle it in much better way, a matured way.
Planned approach towards any disease can certainly gives a better result. It can certainly reduce our suffering, which no one can deny.
Yes.
And it was fantastic to understand through you that yoga overall help in improving your well-being. And I think we have covered most of the diseases which are very prominent in this age of life. So further, Hetal, I'd like to understand that how, if someone is interested, can connect with you and take the benefits which you are offering of therapeutic yoga.
First of all, it's all about community is always there to approach me. I'm being part of it. And they can obviously reach out to me at my personal page, which is on all social media. If you can just Google it by my name, you will get it. So my page is at on Facebook, it is Yoga by Hetal, and on Instagram, it is by Sohum Studios. That is the name of my profile. And LinkedIn also, I'm there. They can reach out to me, and we can take it further from there.
So you provide online classes as well?
Yes, I do. Offline, online, both.
Do you experience that, I'm a person of physical touch. So
Yeah.
if I am taking a online class, will my experience be different from a physical presence of my trainer? How it is going to work in that?
It is definitely dependent on the trainer. Definitely how the trainer wants to take it. If the trainer knows what will happen while giving the instructions, like if I'm giving you the instructions to perform certain tasks, I know what is going to trigger at what point in time, then online, offline just does not matter. Because as a rule, we don't touch I don't touch any of my client, because that have been ingrained into ourselves when we were taught, we were trained as a trainer that you are not supposed to touch your client, because the moment you touch, how that body will react, or which kind of a ligament or tendons can get. Because if I'm doing a back bend with you and I happen to push you beyond your limits, I may damage anything, right? So be it physical, offline or online, I'm not going to be touching you. It's just the communication. And COVID, thanks to COVID, the Zoom and Google Meet and everything has made life so easy that it's very convenient to even at a far off distance, I can teach you and let you recover from that. So I do take classes for UK clans and US clans too. And I'm not there. They are only on online, and it works well for them.
Sure, an experienced trainer like you can, with confidence, take their shishya, guru shishya relationship here, their students ahead in their life, and help them recover. I'm sure that is happening. And today I'm really feeling blessed that I got to know you through our common community platform. It's all about you, and able to take things forward. So with this, I would like to close this session with Hetal. It was really empowering to learn so many things. Any message on this closure, Hetal, you would like to give it to our viewers and audience?
I would say it is okay to be perfectly imperfect and trust your own gut feeling. You will reach where you have to reach.
Fantastic. I think this gives a lot of power. You will reach where you have to be, you have to reach. And it's absolutely okay to be imperfect. I think this is a major takeaway we all can take from this session. And today, thank you so much for listening to us. And I'm signing off for the day.
Thank you so much for hosting me. I must acknowledge and appreciate all of you.
Thank you, Hetal. That gives us power to conduct such sessions and empower people around us. Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.